Let me know if you relate. You feel like people don't respect you, people walk all over you, people have audacity to things that you could never find yourself to ever say to someone. How dare they say something so disrespectful, so harmful? How dare someone do that to me? And you don't know how to respond in an elegant, classy, feminine, high value way. This video is for you. Hello ladies, and welcome to my channel. My name is Aisha, and I love to talk about content that makes you elevate and become your dream woman, work on your mindset, help you with motivation, entrepreneurship, lifestyle, beauty, fashion. So if these are the kind of stuff that you like, please hit that subscribe button and do me a favor and like this video. Today in this video, I want to cover how you can deal with disrespect, how you can manage disrespectful conversations, and how you can set the boundary as an elevated, elegant, feminine, classy woman so that you stay high value, confident, and the bigger person in all of these scenarios. I posted this video on TikTok. It went completely viral, so I thought, let me make a longer form YouTube video about it, because so many women struggle to deal with disrespect when it comes to their coworkers, their family members, people in their lives, strangers in the street, in the workplace. So I want to share with you an elegant and feminine way of dealing with disrespect and how to go about it when you are disrespected. I want to set the tone and talk about why it is important to learn the skill set of dealing with disrespect in a feminine, classy, and elegant way. When you deal with any situation in life with respect, with elegance, with class, with feminine energy, you are automatically placing yourself at a higher value. You are respecting yourself through your reaction, and you are not giving the grace to other people to allow them to further disrespect you or to continue such behavior or tone of voice or speech pattern towards you. The way you respond allows people to know how to communicate with you the next time. And if you allow them to disrespect you, they're gonna keep doing it over and over again until you build resentment, and then you break down one day and you say, I can't handle the way people treat me. I can't handle the way this person talked to me. But the reality is you allowed them to do that because they did it before, most likely, and you let it go. Then they did it a second time, most likely, and you let it go. Third time, now at this point you're getting used to it. You're like, you know what, I forget it, I'm just gonna brush it over my shoulder. But the problem is you are growing resentment. You're growing resentment for how people treat you. You're also growing resentment for yourself. You're lowering the value of yourself, and you're putting yourself at a lower value, and you're saying to yourself, why does no one respect me? Like, am I not worthy of respect? Why can't anyone take me serious? Why can't people speak kindly to me? Why can't I get treated better? Why can't I get spoken to better? And it's because you are allowing people to do that to you. So let's talk about how not to allow people to do that to you. The first thing you need to master is emotional intelligence and emotional detachment. Emotional detachment means that no matter what is being said to you, no matter what is going around you, no matter what situation, no matter how high stress or low stress it is, you know how to emotionally detach and respond in the way that works best for you. And in this scenario, we are looking to respond in a very elegant, feminine, high class, and elevated way. So what does that look like? It looks like not giving people our energy, not allowing people to be bloodsuckers of our energy. You know, when you were younger and your parents told you, like, bullies only bully because you get a reaction. So if you give the reaction to the bully, they're going to continue to bully you. But if you don't give them the reaction, they're going to get sick and bored and then look for someone else to bully. That's what my parents told me growing up. So what did my parents always tell me? Do not ever emotionally react. Someone bullies you, or somebody says something to you, or someone disrespects you, you do not give them any of your energy. They do not have access to your energy. It is precious. As a woman, you have such magical energy, feminine energy. It is a vault. Do not allow people to suck that energy from you, especially people that are disrespecting. When you allow people access to your energy, you give them a reaction, you give them any type of energy, you go down to their level. You are allowing them to blood suck your energy, and you're giving value to their words. You give value to their bullying, their disrespect, the things that you do not want to tolerate. You give it value when you react to it. You say, this is worthy of a reaction. This is worthy of me giving my energy towards it. Cut that. You cannot do that. We can't do that in life. We can't give energy to things that do not matter and to things we do not want to grow. Think of it as a flower in a pot. If you give it water, it will grow. If you don't give it any water, it will die. Now think of that as disrespect and people and energy that you do not want to grow. You don't want it to grow, don't feed it. Don't feed it any water. Don't feed it any energy. Emotional detachment looks like no matter what is being said and no matter what harm is trying to be done to you, you will still always come out the winner. You will always be strong. You will always be amazing. You have all these positive affirmations about yourself so that you protect yourself from no matter what is going on around you. Even if someone is screaming at your face from the top of their lungs, you're able to have a blank face. Your heart rate stays the same. You're not affected at all, because that does not deserve your energy. It doesn't deserve your aura or a reaction, because it does not hold any value. Speaking to me in that tone of voice is not to be allowed. I want to show you exactly how to react in real time, and I'll give you different scenarios depending on the different type of person, whether that's your friend, your family, coworker, or a stranger. So let's start off, like if we're looking at closeness to you and proximity, let's start off with the outer circle, which is a stranger or someone that you don't know. I'll give you an example from my personal story, which is, you know, sometimes because I'm mixed race, I'm half Egyptian and half Cambodian. So a lot of people, because now I live in Dubai, a lot of Arab people, when they see that or they find out that I'm half Arab, half Asian, they like to crack a joke. To me, it's a bit disrespectful sometimes, depending on the tone and depending on the joke. It could be something like, wow, like not realizing that I can speak Arabic, or something about my parents. Or some people have no limits, and that's fine. However, these are strangers. I have no interest of bringing them into my life. I have no interest in seeing them again. I have no interest in even giving them any part of energy or value, because they are just going to be like a fly in the air that just passes by me and it's gone. So what happens in that scenario when someone disrespects me? I have two options. The first one is silence. I'm not going to give any energy or even a sound to someone that disrespected me. Why do they deserve that? You disrespect me and you deserve something out of me. No, I literally ignore. I act like I didn't hear it. I don't even respond back. If they try to say it again, or they try to speak to me longer, I don't speak to them. If I'm being helped at a store, or I'm in a hair salon and that person is being disrespectful to me, I will literally ignore that person and go to get someone help from someone else. I will walk away. I will let that presence be known and felt that I'm not giving any energy to this person. The second way is if you have time of day, if you want to be humorous, if you want to be comical, if you want to have some spice, I will literally look at that person and act like I didn't hear, okay? Because it's so embarrassing for someone to not be heard, right? Like if they say something and they thought they were so funny, they had the audacity, the balls to say something, and it's disrespectful, and they thought they would be funny or crack a joke out of it. So imagine if you told them, I didn't even hear you. What I like to do is act like I didn't hear them, and then I'll literally say with a smile on my face, I'll make it funny, and I'll be like, oh, sorry, what did you say? What did you say? No, say that again. You know, like, I didn't hear that right. Because there's no way on possible earth, there's no way that you actually said such disrespectful thing and it came out of your mouth, that you felt that confidence to say that. Two things are either going to happen. They're going to say, oh no, never mind, don't worry about it. They're not going to say it again, because now they're embarrassed. Second thing they might do is they might actually say it again. What happens if they say it again? That's when I look at them dead straight in the face, smile is gone, and I say, that's so crazy that you have the audacity to say something like that. As if it is the most craziest thing on planet Earth that they could have said. Which it is crazy. It's crazy to be disrespectful to someone that you're not close with, or even a stranger possibly. That is so crazy that you felt confident to say something like that. That is so crazy that those words easily came out of your mouth. Shocking. Anyways, moving on. That's exactly that, the exact sentences that I would say, give or take. The thing about a disrespectful scenario is I'm gonna brush over it. Like I said, it is a fly buzzing in the air that's gonna whiz past me and move on with its day. I view of it as a bug, and I don't want any more of it in my day. It's not gonna stick with me. It's not part of my life. It's not something that I want to carry on. I'm about to have an amazing day. I'm about to have a blessed day. I'm about to have opportunities and a magnificent aura around me. I'm going to be attracting amazing people, amazing opportunities, amazing vibes, amazing everything. Why is a bug flying across my face going to bother me or have actual meaning in my day? I don't give disrespectful scenarios much time of day. It's going to go and it's going to pass, and I don't let it stick with me. Gone, that happened. I won't even bring it up to someone later and be like, can you believe this interaction happened with me? I won't even give it time of day in my life. I'd rather, when I'm talking to someone, catch up on all the amazing things that happened today. Can you believe this opportunity landed in my email? Can you believe this person that I met the other day? Can you believe this happened? Can you believe I went to this event? Why would I talk about something disrespectful? Now let's move a bit closer to you. Someone that is in your life, but maybe it's not someone very deeply close to you. Maybe it's not your direct family, it's not your partner, it's not your sibling. Let's say it's an auntie or a distant cousin or someone in the family or coworker, someone that you have proximity to, but is not in your day-to-day life from morning to night every single day. Again, in the moment when they're being disrespectful, I'm not going to react. I'm not going to laugh with them to let them know that I agree with the disrespect. I'm not going to say anything against them to give them the energy that I was disrespected. I'm going to have no reaction whatsoever. I'm going to let it pass. I'm going to let them have their moment and think that they have their moment. I'm going to pull them aside. See, the thing about being a classy woman, about having class, is having social etiquette and not causing a social scene, not causing a scene in public, not causing a scene in front of other people, in front of other coworkers, not making people feel uncomfortable around us. Because if I have something with one person around, the people around us have no reason to be involved in that or to even hear about that conversation or even hear my energy and my reaction to it. I don't want to make other people uncomfortable. This is between me and one person. So what happens? They say their moment, they're disrespectful, I let it slide. Now that time has gone. What I can do now is either, if it happened at a party or same day at work, I'll pull them aside for a chat later. I will say, hey, do you have a minute? Let's talk. I'll pull them to another room. I'll pull them into a meeting room. Then I'm going to have a very calm and neutral conversation. I'm going to state the relationship between us. You know, I know that we're working in the same field. You know, I know that we're part of the same family and we see each other often. And I think that it's really important that we enforce respect between each other. I respect you. I think that you're a good person. I have nothing against you personally. I don't think that you've ever done anything to directly harm me or for me to feel any kind of negativity towards you. However, when you make fun of X, Y, and Z, or you speak to me in this kind of tone, or you say things like, and now you're inserting the exact scenario that they disrespected you in, you tell them, I don't appreciate that. Because I have done nothing to harm you. And seeing that we have to be with each other and we have to work with each other, or that we have to see each other at family parties or whatever the scenario is, I'd love for us to be on good terms because we will have to see each other or that we will have to work with each other. So I want to make sure that you were aware of the things that I don't find acceptable, so that maybe next time you're aware that that is not acceptable for me, or that I don't appreciate that tone of voice, or I don't appreciate that kind of language. You let them know it is not acceptable. It is not okay with you. And you say those words exactly. Not, by the way, you really hurt my feelings when you say that. Don't say you really hurt my feelings when you say that. You say you don't appreciate that you don't accept that, and that you're disappointed. You have to use the word disappointed. I was disappointed that you used that kind of language or that you spoke to me in that tone of voice, considering I have never spoken to you that way. And I don't choose to speak to you in that way. So in order for us to continue a healthy relationship in the family or in the workplace, I just wanted to make these things aware to you. So cutting out of the scene. What we're doing here is we're telling them what they said was not acceptable, that you're disappointed, but you're also letting them know that maybe they didn't know. You're letting them know that you're giving them grace. And this is another thing about being a classy, elevated woman. We're not quick to cut people off. We're not quick to create drama. We're not quick to be so defensive, okay? Again, it is beneath us. Someone that disrespects you as a bully is beneath me, because you feel the need to do that, which means you feel the need to hurt other people. I don't have that need because I'm perfectly happy with my life and myself, and I choose to spread joy and love, because that is what I feel within. So if you feel that, I feel sorry for you. You have something going on inside, a fire burning, that you feel like you need to inflict others with pain so they feel pain with you. So it is beneath us. I pray for people like that. I say God bless them, and I hope that they do better in life. So the energy that we're going to them is not, you hurt my feelings, that was really mean of you to say, that was not really nice of you to say. You let them know, hey, maybe you didn't know that that was not acceptable and that was disrespectful, but now you know. And now you know I don't find it acceptable. So next time you can watch your mouth a little bit more. Obviously, you're not going to say that. You're going to say it in a very, elegant, classy way, which is exactly how I explained it to you. Or some version of it, whatever matches the context and the relationship between you and that other person. And then you let them speak. That's it. You said your part. This is not a negotiation. You don't want an apology. You want to see change. Okay? You're not saying, I want you to apologize. No. You just say, you set the boundary, you put it on the table that you're disappointed, that you were disrespected, and you don't accept that. That's it. There's no room for negotiation. There's no room for apologies, and there's no room for, let's work this out. It's okay. You said that. It was done. Khalas, that was yesterday. I'm already over it. Or that was 1 hour ago. I'm already over it. But just so you know for next time, that's the energy that you need to come to this with. That's how you stay elevated and classy and the bigger person. It's okay. It was done. No harm done. However, I'm disappointed. That was not accepted. And I hope that it doesn't happen again. So now inching to the closest circle, which is maybe your best friends, your partner, your sibling, or your mom and dad or your family that you talk to every single day. They disrespect you deeply. Now this is someone that is very deep to your heart, very special to you. And I'm hoping that you treat them with the utmost respect, love, and care. So you can be confident when you go into this conversation knowing that you gave your best to this relationship and that you show up as the best version of yourself for this relationship, okay? Now this is where the conversation can be a little bit more emotional because this person did hurt you. That is someone very deep to you. There's no denying, as emotionally detached as we want to be, I'm sure there's a little bit of a sting there, which is absolutely okay because this is your partner, your sibling, or your best friend, or your family. Same thing, you're never going to address them in public, you're never going to address them in front of other people. You're going to pull them aside at a later time after you've calmed down and you're not emotional. Okay, the last thing we want to do is yell and speak when we're angry because when we're angry, we tend to say things that we might regret. So I highly recommend you calm down, you give it time, you even give it some days if you need. Like until you have a catch-up date or you have a dinner date or you have time to just sit. Say, hey, I wanted to talk to you about something. I'm sure that you didn't know that this, you could say hurt your feelings, or you could say that it didn't sit well with me, or I found it not very nice to say. Because I know that you love me and I know that we have deep respect and deep love for each other, and I show up for you as the best version of myself. So I know that you would try your best to reciprocate and show up as the best version of yourself for me, right? Because I'm a lovely person to you. I know that you want to be the loveliest person to me back. So I'm sure maybe you didn't know that this was hurtful or that this was wrong to say. But when you did X, Y, and Z, or when you said X, Y, and Z, I did not appreciate that at all. And I just want to let you know that I don't see myself bringing something like that into the future with me. I don't want that in my future. I don't want that to happen between us. I don't want to grow resentment towards you. I don't want to grow negative feelings and emotions towards you. And saying stuff like this and doing things like this puts something in me that I don't want to feel. And I thought that you wouldn't know, because surely you wouldn't want to hurt me since I never hurt you, right? So maybe you didn't know. Again, you're giving them grace. So maybe you didn't know, and that's why I wanted to share those feelings with you, and I wanted to share that information with you, that when you said X, Y, and Z, or when you did X, Y, and Z, I thought it wasn't the kindest thing to say. I thought it wasn't the kindest thing to do. In fact, I would have appreciated if you said this instead, or maybe you meant to do this instead. That I would have understood. But this, what you did and what you said, I don't understand, and I don't appreciate that. And I don't see how you could find yourself to do that, especially when I would never do that to you. Have I not been the best partner, sister, or daughter, or friend? Right? Yes? If so, I would love for you to treat me the way that you know I would treat you, which is with the utmost love, utmost respect, utmost kindness. And then you drop it. Same energy. Listen, maybe you didn't mean it, or maybe you didn't know that saying that word or doing that action does not sit right with me. Maybe you didn't know. It's fine. It's done. It was yesterday. I'm not going to cut you off today. But continuation of this kind of speech or tone or action can result to that. So you're not going into this crying. You're not going to this yelling. You're not going into this super angry. You're going into this super calm with words carefully selected, tone, monotone, or very warm. You let them know they're not under attack. They're not being cut off. However, you're very stern with what you're saying. I know that you probably feel it in you, this fire to respond, to react, to say something. How dare they say something like that? How dare they cross a line? How dare they feel comfortable to say that? Do they view me as just a bug they can step on? Do they view me so little that they can speak to however they want, act however they want? However, let me remind you one thing. Confidence is not about how loud you are and how reactive you are. It's actually more in the silent moments. It's more about your composure. It's more about the power that you have to carefully pick your words and to navigate a scenario and a situation unlike the other party. You put yourself at a higher place and you become the bigger person and you elevate yourself and you become high value when you learn to navigate tough conversations and tough scenarios in an elevated, elegant, and feminine, classy way. It's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being the most level-headed, confident, calm, and powerful. And when you have power over your emotions, and you have power over your words, and you have power over how you steer relationships and conversations, that makes you powerful. That makes you the bigger person, and that makes you elegant. And that's how you win in any scenario where there is disrespect on the other side. So I hope that you like this video. If you like more of this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. I do have resources that I have created that help you ladies become the best version of yourselves, elevate as a feminine being, work on your confidence, and even entrepreneurship. So if you like that, click the links in my description box below, and I hope to see you ladies in my next video.